And welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the MRC show that never ends. For the final time this season, we have got for you a very I'm loving this, by the way, a very wet Imola qualifying. Welcome, everybody, to the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix for Tier 0, the final time here for Season 17. It is a pleasure to bring this to you. It's even more of a pleasure the fact that I am dry in the commentary box and don't have to take to the track. And I'm pretty sure the man alongside me this evening is probably thinking the same thing. Mr. Morgan Pierce, good evening, my friend. Welcome.
Good evening, Mark. Yeah, I'm kind of glad. Even in the rain with full assists on, I would not cope, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I can't, every time I'm in the commentary box, I can't help but give a little bit of glee when it's like this. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have to deal with it. Yeah, quite glad. But, here we are. Final race of the season. Season 17 comes to an end already. It's flown
yeah,
over.
yeah, it's been a busy season. I think what was the first race? Was it Canada?
I think so.
Yeah, I
I
I
should know.
joined just after
I did it
Canada.
all. I organised the calendar, so I think so.
Yeah, well, I joined after Canada, and it's been a great season. Seeing some nice championship battles and good battles in races between people, not just in my tier, but in other tiers that I've commentated on. And yeah, it's just nice to see everybody really getting along with each other and all racing to the best of their ability whilst keeping it clean.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%, and that is exactly the philosophy and our values here in MRC. Exactly that. Everyone, a harmonious and very supportive community that we have here, and we've built myself, Martin, of course, Mr. Single Track, the owner, and the admin team, and everyone, the stewards team, of course, have really helped implement that philosophy for the past 17 seasons, which is crazy. And yeah, exactly that. It is just such a lovely place to be, and now yourself, Morgan, have experienced it. We've had a lot of new joiners as well this season. Actually, speaking of one, we're on board with GTS. Is one of our newest drivers. Actually,
He's
there's
done he's
another
done
new driver.
incredible
He has,
recently.
hasn't he?
Sorry, he was
Hasn't he
tier
jumped up?
4, moved up to tier 3, and now he's racing in tier 0.
Isn't he
He's done
moving up
incredibly
again? I
well.
think to. I think he's moving up to tier 2. I could be wrong,
I
but
wouldn't be surprised because he's that pacey.
yes,
Anyway, he is an incredible driver.
he is absolutely. You're definitely right there, and yeah. So look forward to seeing what he can do next season. I will reveal a few little teasers about season 18 towards the end. I'm not going to spoil everything yet,
This
but
is a
everybody
first for me
who
too.
is, yeah, absolutely, yeah, you don't know this. The senior administrators have already been very busy, starting to get everything prepared for next season. Everybody who is watching, welcome, good evening. Please do join us in the YouTube chat. It'd be lovely to have you alongside as always. But this is an interesting qualifying so far, of course. We've always here at Imola. I lasted 4 laps before a very strange crash, I'll be perfectly honest, that ended my race at the end of lap 4 in Tier 1. Sorry, I lost it. To be fair, I lost the rear through turn 1, caught it, and then it went the other way through turn 2, and I ended up sideways in the wall and lost the front wheel, which was a very surreal crash. I have no idea how that happened, but ended my race early. But you've
It's
raced it,
been a
Morgan.
good week for me, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
it
had
was
a
a
best career finish last race of the season, P5 from P8, which I'm very happy with actually. Very happy with
absolutely,
that.
absolutely, yeah. So you should, 100%, mate. Yeah, and then of course, we've got a long. There's a go. There's a little teaser for you. A long season next season.
Ooh.
Yes, exactly. I'll reveal a little bit more later. And of course, things will be revealed over the coming days. But yeah, this is a tough track, this one, isn't it? I mean, I love this circuit.
Me
Uh,
too. I think it's very fun. And I also, in my qualifying, I managed to set a faster lap in qualifying than my time trial
yeah, so did
laps,
I.
which is weird because I was trying for ages on time trial to get faster, but just could not do it. But
Yeah,
as
I was
soon
the
as I
same.
get to this,
Yeah, I was about 8 tenths at least quicker in qualifying than I was in time trial. Yeah, it was a surreal one. Evening, Mr. Mond. Good evening, my friend.
thank you for helping me set up my Discord, by the way, Andrew.
Yeah, he's become an expert at that this season. Had a bit of a change for himself, coming into 25 course new next gen, and yeah, he's done well as monster. He knows more about that now than anybody else in the commentary team. So he is now the de facto expert. You and him between you,
We're the PC nerds.
you yeah, pretty much you are now between you. Absolutely. This is interesting qualifying. That would, to be fair, we've been talking for a bit, but we've got Calvin on a 29.4 on the intermediate tyres, then G-Star on the wet tyres, Bit on the inters, and then Jackster on the wet tyres. So it's a bit of a mix. Most people, I think, are going back out on the intermediates. That looks very close to a wet tyre. It's very, very close, that, I think.
I was just thinking that because Drag King did come out for a lap. I think he realised it's probably a bit wet. He invalidated.
He did. Oh, as I just cut to him, and at the top of the hill, Peritano goes very, very wide. But because he went that far wide, didn't actually invalidate. And no, there he does. Down the bottom of the hill. Oh, and spins it for good measure. Right, moving on.
I do think it is probably a wet tyre, to be honest, because it's easy enough to invalidate round here in slicks in the dry anyway, especially through the last couple of corners through the rebatzers.
Yeah.
But even in the wet, I think this is looking more like wet tyre than inters, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to ride on board with Nels, and I think you're probably right, to be fair. Yeah, that does look it. There isn't a dry line through there. There doesn't look a whole lot of grip. But Calvin's gone even quicker on a 28.1 on the intermediate, so, you know, maybe it's that crossover and the inter's just giving you the temperature that it's needed. Good evening to Sternberg. I mentioned new people that have joined this season, and Sternberg, oopsie daisy, I'll move away from him. Unfortunately, Nels, again, one of our newer drivers. But yeah, you know, it's great that we're still having people join the league, and of course we have a few seats available, I think in Tier 4, and I think potentially maybe 1 or 2 seats opening in Tier 3 next season. So if you do use a couple of assists, folks, and the viewers who are watching, do hit the link that is in our main page, and please do join. It would be fantastic to have you racing with us come season 18.
And if you do race with no assists, if you're crazy enough to race with no assists, there's only 13 people in this race at the moment, so
well, yeah, exactly, yeah, we have this tier.
Tier 0 reserve, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you may even get a full-time seat, yeah, to join in our no assist this Tier 0 itself, absolutely. And as Monster has said, he has put the recruitment post out earlier, so you can hit the link on the posts if you are in any groups on Facebook. So please do hit those and join us. So I just put the game's unrealistic a little bit because the wet tyres are actually useful. That's a very good point.
I think you sent a meme a couple of months ago. If you ever think if you ever think you're useless, just remember the wet tyres exist.
Yes, I did. I did put that. I did put that up. I forgot about that one.
It was so funny. I just had to remember it.
Yeah, I forgot that. To be fair, we've talked about GTS. He's just put in a fantastic lap of 27.7 to nip that provisional pole away from Calvin. And to be fair, intermediate tyres, we do generally see drivers using... Whoa, I think that was GTS in the absolute Imola drift out of the hairpin. And it's we do see a few drivers fuel for about 4 or 5 laps of running. You can do a recharge. You don't tend to use as much battery. I mean, Loppy's very brave. He's in hot lap mode at the moment. We can see there at the bottom of the screen and using overtake. But don't usually use that in the wet. But just dabbing the brake pedal, trying not to lock the fronts, and then very smooth power output. But yeah, you do see a few laps, so it's not surprising. So's there. Bits improved. Calvin and GTS all improving as they do a few laps. They get the confidence, you get the grip, don't you? it's quite a bit of a change, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fun track. I will say I was lucky to not have any rain yesterday in Tier 4 because we did have some in Tier 3 and JP made some amazing... JP and Armour called to go to the Inters very early and they made the right choice.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm I'm glad it wasn't wet for my race because I would have definitely not finished where I would have yesterday.
Yeah, well, as I only managed 4 laps, so I mean, I think there was potential rain in Tier 1, which I think actually did come as well towards the end, and it did actually because I think Ant was battling. There had a big lead, and Ugoni had fresher tyres, so it wasn't heavy enough in Tier 1 for the drivers to switch to Winters. But with Ant, wow, Nels, what a lap!
Incredible
27, fuck, great lap.
Wow. We've still got 4 drivers who haven't set lap, let's say that. 3 drivers who haven't set laps. We've got Smith, Bobo and Sternberg. I think Sternberg has tried to set a lap, but I think he invalidated all the times he has.
Yeah, but Bobo just...
Wow! My God!
Wow, we saw the end of the lap and... Jesus. Wow. That got Armour's a 20s respond with a 26-1. That's still a second off. That's incredible. We'll try and get an onboard lap with somebody very soon, but jeez, that's incredible from Bobo.
Yeah, wow, 125 flat.
Wow.
In the wet conditions. That's how does he do this? He can't keep getting away with this. This is audacious.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely someone needs to investigate Bobo's setup.
Yeah, somebody needs to... We need to study him. We need to... There should be lessons in Bobo skills.
There is, interestingly, because the cars are going round and round, there is a little bit of a dry line forming around the Rivazzas. As somehow Smith manages to knock over the... one of the, but he just set a 27.4 now, so everyone has now set a lap time. So that's a good lap from Smith. Very good lap indeed. Who is starting a fast lap? Carl's on the grass, moving out of everybody's way. Sternberg's having a cool down lap. So is Jackson's on an out lap. G-Star is on a quick lap. He's going to come up to some traffic very quickly indeed. All those drivers see him coming. Keep an eye on that through the second sector. He's on a big lap, so those cars need to shift, need to get a move on. They do. There's a McLaren out of the way. That was Jackster. I'm sure. I think they're good friends actually, so I think they should be in a party. The Dutch duo. Into the final 2 corners, the Kicksauber. Sternberg is far enough ahead as he's gearing up for his lap. He actually does bail into the pits at the last second, but what can G-Star do? It's going to be a good lap. It is second. Deflaces Armand, splits the Alpines on a 26.1 as well. Good lap from him. Is anybody just starting a fast lap? Let's have a look. Calvin is on a fast lap, and I think is it stopped raining? Oh no, not quite. It's easing off though.
Yeah, it's not as heavy as it was. It's definitely more into now than it was wet earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder what tyre Bobo was on. I think he was on Inters.
He was on Inters, yeah, he was. Everybody now setting up on the intermediate tyres, which I think is the right tyre to be on. Calvin moving to the left hand side, he's 3 seconds up. This could be in the 25s, this could challenge Bobo. And how quick Calvin's been this season in Tier 1, he has really pushed on. This could be a very, very good lap indeed. He's got the Aston Martin ahead of him. Doesn't want to get too much of that dirty air. That could be loppy. It may be G-Star. We'll have to wait and see. But Calvin on the run towards line. This is going to be a mega lap. It is to 23.5.
23.5. That dry line is really coming in now. That's Bobo's going to want to get out as fast as he can to try and set a screamer of a lap to beat him now.
Absolutely, yeah, he certainly is, isn't he? Yeah, I mean, Carl there, 26.2. He, I don't actually think he's been in the pits yet, so those inters aren't going to be... But he's still improving, because the track is definitely coming towards him now. And well, GTS was briefly in pole position, and he has been displaced, such as the track improvement, now down to 10th place, which just shows how much everything is getting quicker. So let's keep an eye on him through his out lap, and then we'll do an onboard lap with the V-carb.
Yeah, you can see the track's just still quite greasy because a couple of drivers running wide through some of the corners have to slow down on some of the high-speed corners. Yeah, just trying to find that best line to try and mitigate any of the water, as he has done there.
That's not going to help GTS. He went very, very wide into Rivazza. I'm not sure. I think he pressed the wrong button, to be honest. I think he pressed the wrong button and hit the overtake on the way down from Vivianti Alta down to Rivazza. But we'll keep an eye on him.
I think he'll probably want to go for a second warm-up lap now because of that. But...
Yep, Loppy up into third now. Good lap from him. He will have time for a recharge and be able to go again. 1 minute 50 left. Bobo is now leaving the pits. He'll have to do a bit of a sharpish outlap, to be fair. Let's have a look.
Yeah,
what
it's gonna
about?
be tight.
It is a bit, isn't it? But I think he'll have enough time. He should be okay. As G-Star now improves into second at the 24-1 for G-Star. GTS is... Oh, he's had a spin at the exit of Tosa. He'll be able to go again. Nels is improving.
He's going to have to be quick to get to the finish line though before, if he can start another lap.
Yeah, there's yeah, the track doesn't look... This is good from Nels. It is good from Nels. 23.2. Great lap. Calvin's going quicker though. Calvin is 6/10 up through the first sector. What's he going to do through the second? 7/10 quicker. We're going to see the 22s if he keeps it within the white lines. Very nice line through Vivianti Alta. Tricky corner, that one, to get right. Uses plenty of his battery. Will harvest a little bit of it under braking. He'll use as much as he possibly can. And the run towards the line. Here we go, his overtake is on. What's this going to be in the 22s? It is, and it's to 22.2. Calvin retakes provisional pole position. Bobo, where is he? Right, so Bobo.
Second faster.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is actually. I didn't see that. Good point. So, here is the man in the Alpine, Bobo, setting up for his final attempt. Let's keep an eye on him. Exits Ravazza. The little kink there, turn 19. DRS would be enabled in the drive, but it is not in these conditions. Through turn 1, that was a little kink. So now we're going down to start, finish straight into Tamburello. There's turn 2, technically. Turn 3 gets the power down through turn 4. DRS has now been enabled, ironically. And then the power down to Vivianti Villeneuve. Takes a wide line, avoiding a lot of the curve. How is the sector 1 time looking? He's up by a second into Tosa. Turn 7, using third gear. Trying not to get the wheel spinning. A little bit of wheel spin, but not too much. He's on his way up the hill. Kink of turn 8, lining up for turn 9. Piratella doesn't want to run too wide. Doesn't. Keeps it nice and neat, using a bit more battery. Powers down the hill into Aqua Minerale. Turn 12. The kink of turn 13, use that as an exit curb almost. Then pull the car over to the left for Vivianti Alta. Late braking about the 50 metre board, bouncing over as much curb as possible. Keeps it in third gear. Nice exit using the curbs. Now that the push, what's the second sector? He's looking strong. And now the push down. Kick at turn 16, set you up for Ravazza. Turn 17, here it is, sets you up a little bit wide, a little bit faster. Turn 18, then the kink again. We mentioned turn 19, the run towards the line. What's it going to be? And it is pole position for Bobo. Where's Kesa? He's on a cool lap. What about GTS? Oh, he's on the grass. So GTS isn't able to improve. Bobo is going to take pole position for the season finale. Armour, his teammate, in second. Calvin in third. Kesa Soze is going to take fourth, with G-Star in fifth. Nels in sixth. Jackster will be seventh. Smith eighth. Gloppy 9th. Vans, good qualifying. He's in 10th, ahead of Bit, GTS, and Sternberg as well. Well, that got exciting, didn't it? Especially with the DRS being enabled right at the end.
Yeah, I think that was interesting considering it got enabled just after the time limit ran out, so they wouldn't have been able to start on a new lap. So you're basically getting a couple of thousandths of a second improvement compared to the other laps
I don't even
for
think you
the
get that, would
short
you? Because
distance.
the detection and the activation is before the start finish line.
Oh yes, yeah,
So yeah,
yes.
and there we are, folks. There is your grid for the final race of the season here in Tier Zero, with Bobo ahead of his teammate, an Alpine all front row, and a big mix throughout the field. It's another one of those I don't think is representative, should I say, because there are a lot of drivers there. GTS, we know Vander's got Loppy's got pace. A few people got a lot more pace. Hopefully Sternberg's got more pace, but just being out on the track at the right time makes that big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Bobo went out exactly when that eye line was at the perfect point to set that absolutely incredible lap. He is your championship winner, and we've got a very clear race. It's looking like
It
not a
does.
single cloud in sight.
Yeah, so I wonder if some people went. I mean, it's a deceptively high downforce track. This isn't it? Some people do run a lower downforce for the start finish straight, especially, and that run down to Rivatsa. And even the run from turn 3 down to the Villeneuve chicane. But otherwise, it's quite high downforce because you need it, just the stability, ideally, around here.
Yeah, exactly. I actually ended up. I saw the video to the setup recommended setup, and I tried putting that on, and I did some time trials. I was so incredibly slow. So I ended up actually just using the balance setup because I was
Wow.
incredibly fast on that for some reason. I guess it was just me being very used to it, or just generally it had quite a high downforce for this track.
But
But
that's it,
yeah,
yeah. It is higher than you think, and because you do have that one DRS zone down the start finish straight, that is your main push. Everything else, you need the mid corner speed, you need the stability from Mirante Alta and down at Aqua Mineral. You need that stability. Even through Tamburello, you need the rear. I was a reasonable high downforce, I'll be honest. I did get a few people pulling away a little bit down the start finish straight, even when I had DRS, and we both had DRS. But I'd somehow lost the rear at Tamburello, but that's probably a skill issue. Um,
that's a you problem.
that is a yeah, absolutely me problem that one was. But this is where you need the extra grip, and it's interesting that I think we're going to have a little bit of differences here. Generally speaking, it's a two-stop strategy here. Obviously, everyone's going to have every single set of their dry compound tyres, so it's going to be an interesting one to see how those strategies play out. But you mentioned Morgan, of course, the track limits around here.
Oh yeah. I was running completely clean for most of my race yesterday, and I picked up 3 seconds in the stupidest way possible just from track limits. But I
And
took so much curb on the exit of 14. It was so annoying because
mm,
I was pretty much the only one who had a clean nose in that entire race,
hmm,
and then just lost it.
yeah, it's one of those, like you say, it is so easy to do, and I think I can't remember which lap it was. I think I got one through. Did I get turn one? I think I got turn one at one point. Um, into Tamburello, and then you can easily get them through the Villeneuve chicane as well. Piratella, you can easily run right at the top of the hill, turn 9 through 10, you can easily do that. Aqua Minerale, you can actually run a little bit wide, you sit at the bottom of the hill in turn 12, can run wide there, and yeah, absolutely, turn 14, where you did the Variante out of that tight chicane. You try and bounce over the curbs as much as possible, and sometimes it will let you get away with it, and it's almost a millimetre that we're talking in terms of fine lines, isn't it? That they can
Yeah,
suddenly just completely bite.
and it's not just like in when you're taking a lot of curb on 15. It's not just like the curb is flat and you kind of, if you take too much, it almost bounces you even further in, and by that point, there's no saving it. You've got a penalty.
Yeah, you do. You really do. It is. It's. Yeah, it is a tough one.
I always think
So
turn 17's a hard one as well. Just getting round onto that that little straight and not pushing it too wide. We saw Bobo was really pushing that track limit, just keeping one wheel uh, on the inside, just to try and not get a penalty because it is so tight.
yeah, it is. It is so difficult. So I think we are getting people ready up for the final time.
Yeah, for the final time of this season, and let's go from Armour.
Absolutely, certainly is. And here we are, formation lap. Everybody is underway. Let's have a look at the tyre strategy. So interestingly, Bobo, our leader, on the hard compound tyres with Nels, Vans, and Sternberg, the only drivers on the hard compounds. Everyone else on the mediums. So that's an interesting turn of event.
Yeah, I opted for the medium. I don't think it was the right choice. Because whilst I had that original pace at the very start of the race, because you know you get the heat into the tyre faster, I just didn't have anywhere to go. I literally had nowhere to go, and it made no difference in the end. So
yeah, I was also one. I think most people in Tier 1 also did start on the medium tyres. I did as well. I was tempted to try the hards, but I had a very strangely good qualifying and found myself a lot higher than I would usually find myself. And so it kind of pushed me into using the medium a little bit. But obviously didn't really make a difference in the end.
there was a couple of points where I was running provisionally on the podium, which was terrifying and exciting at the same time. It didn't last like that for very long, but you know, I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Mr. Harmon, good evening, single track, good evening, welcome. Joining us from Andorra. I hope the weather's lovely, I hope you had a good trip, my friend. I hope it is very fruitful for you while you're over there. Steve's saying he's going to have no track limits tonight. Well, let's see. Interestingly, Bobo forgot how to park in the last race of the season, so that's going to put him at a big disadvantage. Armour's teammate on the medium tyres as well. This could be an interesting one to turn one.
I mean, this is basically just a couple of victory laps for Bobo now, because he has won the championship.
Well, that is true.
Ant isn't here to fight for second, really. So
it is. But for the final time this season, we have 5 red lights and Tier 0. Season 17, let's go racing! It is a good start from the second Alpine. The Ferrari case have got a good start. Oh, line astern, rolls equal. Calvin very close with Armour. Got a great second phase. Bobo managed to hold on the hard compound tyres. Takes a different line through turn 1 and 2. That's going to allow Calvin to try and get the run. Through 3, down to the Villeneuve chicane. Can't quite. Bobo holds on. Bit had a difficult start. He's now down to the back of the field. Sternberg up 1 place. Smith down a few. Nels down a few as well. Loppy with a monster start up 3 places, but now behind his teammate. Oh, a bit of a twitch there. That was from Jackster and Nels almost coming together. But everyone is going. Everyone's clean and they're away.
Yeah, I realised that Armour, if he has a good race this race, he could find himself in second of the championship.
Wow.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
It will.
I believe Alpine has won the championship by about 100 points, so no challenging them tonight.
Yeah, currently first and third as well. Look at the possible race strategies. Medium, hard, and hard is preferred. 2-stop strategy, such as the way that especially the rear tyres do seem to wear quite heavily around here. But then we'll see, because there's 32 laps to go. Well, 31 to go, I should say. But Calvin there behind Kaysen, looking menacing as well on the back of Armour. Start everyone currently within the DRS of one another. Now the DRS is activated on this second lap.
Yeah, Calvin's got a lot of pace. a lot of paces. Jackster gets 3 seconds probably for track limits, or
Yeah, it
we
was
mentioned
already.
earlier.
Yeah, difficult one. But to be fair, Calvin at this point should have the pace because he has got the medium tyres on. Bobo just getting to grips with the hard compound, getting them up to temperature, which may take another lap. Calvin's going to probably want to get this job done as soon as possible, try and use whatever clean air and grip he's got in those mediums before basically Bobo starts bringing those hard tyres up to temperature and starts challenging again.
Yeah, because Bobo, once he gets those feet into that tyres, we've seen him before. He will
Oh,
pull away at an instant.
yeah,
Pull away as
Jackster.
fast as he can.
Yeah, Jackster spun. They've been into Alta, but here we go. DRS for the first time. Let's ride on board with the Williams of Calvin. Fastest laps falling as you would expect them to do so. The DRS wide open. Oh, there was a bit of a tap. I don't know. I think Bobo was sort of middle of track. Calvin gave him a little bit of a kiss, but was able to
Calvin's
hold
lost
on.
his end plate.
Who did?
Calvin.
Oh, he has.
His left
He
end
has.
plate.
Yeah, so that tap. Oh, and that would definitely be a track limit warning there through the Villeneuve chicane. But yeah, that's wow. Didn't expect that was that hard, but must have just touched him hard enough. Wow, so
Yeah,
the tables have turned.
Yeah, I think Calvin was just he had all of that pace, and Bobo sort of defended it, but he didn't make any drastic movements. I guess Calvin just wasn't really thinking that Bobo was going to try and defend it, considering how much pace he had.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because the track goes like sort of kinks right twice and then kinks left a little bit, doesn't it? So it's difficult just lining the car up. Martin thinks about lap 4 is when the hard tyres sort of really come into their temperature zone, and so that's what we're going to keep an eye on. I don't know if Calvin may have just got a track limit there just on the white line. Don't know if it was just over, but now he is going to push on. This is take 2. Is he going to be able to make the move this time round? He goes to the outside line, has the overall pace and does get the move done, and now takes the lead with missing that end plate. Bit close to the track limits a few times, but this is what we mentioned. It's a difficult one here with the track limits, isn't it? That GTS has pit already.
Yeah, we've seen. I saw in Tier 3, JP ran pretty much 3/4 of the race, missing an end plate, and he still, I believe he won. Yeah, he ran the whole race pretty much. Oh, pushing it very wide there, he does Calvin, but yeah, he ran the whole race without an end plate, and he still was keeping up with the pace. So I guess it was something you can deal with. But if Calvin was pretty much already pushing the track limits with an end plate, then he's gonna struggle without one.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there with that. Yeah, if he can manage it, and to be fair, Calvin has in the last few seasons just really taken on another level and really improved massively, and this is suiting him again this game and the dynamics. So he has now got both Alpines for company's case has just dropped off the back a tiny little bit. Actually, let's just have a look at this, because Bobo, the DRS worth about 6-7 tenths of a second, but again Calvin saving his battery for deployment down the start finish straight. So
yeah, Bobo, he's got that hard tyre advantage now as Van's getting 3 seconds. Yeah, he's got that tyre advantage now, about 4 or 5 laps in. Calvin's going to feel the pressure. He's definitely going to be feeling the pressure, and with that front wing, it's not a super comfortable place to be in. I've been in that position before. I mean, admittedly not with Bobo around my gear, behind my gearbox, but yeah.
I don't think I have been round here. I know when the first time that it was reintroduced into Formula 1 games, I'm going to say 22, maybe it was reintroduced to F1. I think I won the first Tier 2 race here, and I mean it was just. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been in that position. I was second for most of it as well, so I was sort of won right at the end. So yeah, it's one I'm not used to being. I mean, I haven't been at the front for a few seasons, so before anyone else in the YouTube decides to make a comment, Mr. Hills, I'm looking at you. But Yeah, Imola's not one where I have been up there. Armour and Boba, interestingly, the Alpines have swapped places.
Yeah, I think Bobo's won the championship now, so he's not fussed about that. Uh, Armour still is on for coming second if he
Yeah.
finishes with the right amount of points, which I think if he wins, and potentially only if he wins, he will seal himself as second. Otherwise, he will come third. I believe that's how the points work out. I'm not great at maths, but
25 points for the win, so I don't have it in front of me, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't have
oh no,
the
yeah, he'll be
championship
fine.
standings.
He only needs how many does he? He needs 17 points.
Ooh,
So
first
yeah,
or second, then yeah, basically, is where he needs to be. So yeah, I mean, Bobo does play the team game very well. So does Armour, actually. Very, very good drivers, very aware drivers, and also just lovely guys, really nice guys between them. So yeah, Kez has just dropped off the back a little bit of these now, 4.6 seconds. He has dropped off. He's got G-Star for company. This is a battle that comes from Tier 1 and stems now to a Thursday evening for... Yeah, Bobo not letting the soft tie have a go. Split strategy, absolutely. Totally agree with that, Martin. Loppy's had a big moment somewhere. Oh, and into Rivatsa. Loppy, big drop there. Let's have a look now. So, Jax has had a big spin somewhere, and he's really dropped off. Loppy has now pit. But only GTS is the only other person who has pit so far. He put the hard compound tyres on. Let's go back to those tyres. Sternberg's doing well. He started, of course, in 13th now, up to 7th. Drivers battling around him. He's got Carl for company. So that'll be an interesting events for him. But Vans as well, up into 6th. Really solid, just nice. Technically on his own now, isn't he? 3 seconds behind the G-Star Soze battle. And then we've got 3.5 to Sternberg, who's got bit for company as well. So a few little battles further down. Nels had his moment, didn't he? He now dropped to 10th. But this is probably where those hard tyres, they're going to want to really start pushing on them, I think, a little bit, because I think those are the mediums. They're going to want to really start trying to look after them a little bit. Don't want to push them too much, because we know they can drop off very, very quickly. And you don't want to pit too early around here. It's such a long pit lane.
yeah, exactly. You've got to go for the undercut, but you've got to call it right perfectly to a T. Otherwise, you'll find yourself losing time, and a lot of it, as you said, is a very long pit lane, and you come out into sort of an awkward place where if cars alongside, you're going to find yourself going side by side with Tamburello, and that is not a situation you want to be in unless you Max Verstappen.
Absolutely. Oh, Sternberg, 3-second penalty. We were right watching this little battle. That looks very close, actually. Single track, you're right there. The undercut is massive. It's going off the medium. That you could take about 8 or 9, lap 8 or 9. You could make seconds over the car ahead. Yes, you can. You can make quite a lot of time. Saw a few of those in the Tier 3, Tier 4 race where drivers a couple of seconds behind suddenly. Nope, they are either right there or through just by the difference of 1 lap pace on those fresh tyres. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Jackson now has pit as well. So there's different strategies further back.
I mean, presuming that everybody does finish in this race, everybody, if you at least don't push too hard, everybody will be in for points here.
Yeah, they did.
Yes, so yeah, I think this is more of a waiting game for some drivers, particularly Armour, not the waiting game, because he really does need to gain back, and potentially from first or second, otherwise he won't find himself in second in the championship behind his teammate. But I believe he has potentially let Bobo through to try and battle with Calvin to wear his tyres down. His Armour also on the mediums, he's going to be feeling that soon. Bobo's still going strong on the hards, he's also tyre whisperer, but he's going to want to try and wear out Calvin's tyres. So Armour potentially slide right through and yeah, have a chance of seeing his place in the championship.
Absolutely, and Bobo now back past his teammate and he's putting the pressure on Calvin. So it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers look after their tyres. And if Martin, as it says there, you know, we are nearly, not quite, but near enough a third of the way through the race already. And those mediums are going to start to hurt quite a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see who blinks first, especially out of these top three, and who pits when they do, especially with, and then also we've got the KSR, Soze and G-Star battle as well. Sternberg's holding on with a bit, who is now past, but they've got Nels and Smith now for company, so that's going to be an interesting fight as well. It's going to join very soon. But Vans, dropped a bit of time, but he's also gained time on bit as well.
Sternberg not doing too bad considering he's a rather new driver. He was near to the back. He's gained quite a couple of positions. He's got that 3 seconds, but come the end of the race, I have a feeling a lot of drivers will. So, you know, as Drag King picks up 3 seconds, just as I say that. Yeah, so if you get one at the start of the race, it is what it is. But at the end, it's like, oh, this is rough now because I've done all the race perfectly clean and then push it a bit too wide into Ravazza and I've got a penalty. Great.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Even this one here, the Variante Alta, that's one of the key penalty points. And you're right, it's just one of those, and it's heartbreak, isn't it? If you just that close to the end. It's even worse if you get 2 sort of early warnings. Let's say you've had 2 warnings at this point, there's a yellow flag. Set to 1, I think that is GTS. Has lost it through Tamburello. And he's on the hard tyres, trying to see if we have a different angle on his car. He hasn't got any damage though, but those hard tyres are not going to feel well at all. They've got one for him. But Calvin survives once again. The onslaught from the Alpines behind.
He's really putting as much pressure as he can down now. He's got that tyre advantage because, yeah, so he's going to want to try and... I don't think Bobo's trying to get past, maybe, but maybe just trying to put as much pressure on Calvin so that he wears those tyres out.
Yeah, maybe he just tries to push that little bit too hard and maybe just takes a bit too much curb, too much exit, and maybe force a penalty from him. And mean Calvin, I've raced Calvin wheel to wheel many times. I can't now because he's that much quicker than me. But he is, it takes a huge amount to get Calvin to make a mistake. He is virtually unflappable.
Yeah,
it's almost like the Alonso of it. Nobody can make Alonso make a mistake, and Calvin is up there as well, and that's high praise. So I hope he hears that. No, I've said that to him.
He's running a very low ride height. I've noticed Calvin is very low.
Yeah, I've noticed that car sparking a bit. Yeah, Bobo this time does get through.
Considering corners of 14 and 15 is so quite bumpy, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that he was sparking up the hill as well into Variante Alta a few laps ago, but now Bobo does. Soze's pit, G-Star followed suit as well. They've now put the hard tyres on at the end of lap 11, and I think it was Loppy or Smith had a moment. I think it was Smith, and he now pits as well from 10th. He dropped a lot of time to those ahead. But this is an interesting battle. Nels is now through on bit. Sternberg and Nels, they've both got the hard tyres on, so Carl's going to be struggling just as he grabs the inside front wheel into Tosa. It's a good little battle, this.
Carl did drop down a couple of places earlier, so he's done well to regain himself. He dropped down right to the back, actually. But
he wasn't far off. Yeah, it was. Position change, there we are. He's actually up 4 places. He started in 11th. Vans and Sternberg are the big winners so far, but there is a round of pit stops as well in the middle of that. So Sternberg will beat Vans up 6 places. So yeah, good gains for them in this early time. Only Nels and Bobo have actually ironically stayed in the same position that they qualified in.
Bobo and Calvin getting very close together now.
Yeah, and Calvin back through into the lead, but I tell you what, Nels is looking very close to Sternberg. Got the DRS using a bit of battery power for good measure and does make the move. Carl does pit now as well.
Yeah, Drag King just spun around there at 10-9, I think. I never remember. Yeah, we've got the lap traffic now, but it is ghosted, which is...
Oh, Calvin!
Oh, Calvin!
10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Oh, there was a lap drive, that was GTS. That,
Oh,
as Calvin makes a mistake as well and loses the end of his front wing!
Wow. Oh
What?
my.
Wow, well, we got back to it just at the right point. That was, what on earth has just happened? We say things happen at a moment, and it certainly has. I'm waiting for another viewpoint of this.
Where do we start?
I know, exactly. There it is. Oh yeah, big damage. Low end place lost. I wouldn't be surprised if he pits now, but it's going to be interesting to see what... No, Armour stays out. I would have thought Armour would have pit, actually. But wow. GTS is 10 seconds for speeding and does retire. And Calvin in the pit lane. Wow, I can't believe he got 10 seconds. He's going to have to serve that as well. That's so strange.
Yeah, he got the 10 seconds because I believe Drag King did spin round. It was at Toza, actually.
Right.
And there was a yellow flag because of that. And I think Calvin might have dropped just behind Bobo before they went into the yellow flag section. And Calvin trying to regain that position maybe didn't notice the yellow flag or thought it had cleared up, sent it back through, and then got that 10 seconds for it.
Wow.
And yeah, that's awkward because it's awkward, that one.
It is, because he's had to serve that penalty and take a new front wing, so he now finds himself down in 10th place with an awful lot to do. So
I think he probably would have thought to himself that it was definitely his mistake, otherwise he would have kept going and potentially got that penalty off by the stewards. But
I mean, it automatically serves it your next pit stop, unless you get that 10 second during the entry to the pit lane. Then it doesn't serve it straight away. So it would have automatically served that penalty. So I mean, we may still see it the stewards as well. So of course we will see how that plays out. As we're nearing halfway through, Bit now joins the 3-second club through Viviente Alta.
Yeah,
but a few gaps forming now, isn't there?
Go to the stewards about though, especially after you've served it, because what can they really do other than, they can't remove a time penalty because it's not there anymore. Can't gain positions because there might have been, racing incidents or something happened, but yeah.
So the way that stewards look at it is, or was, when I was part of it a few seasons ago, is that if there is a late safety car, let's say it's 10 seconds, so let's say within the last 10 laps there is a safety car, they will only take off a second for, I believe, I don't know if it's changed, Martin, I'm sure he'll come back to me with this one, a second for the amount of racing laps that are left. So because you are out of position for that infringement, so yeah, it plays in to do with how many race laps are left, as Armour's now pit as well from second.
We got held in the pits then.
Interesting.
I believe he might have just lagged.
It does tend to do that, yeah. But yeah, so it's normally to do with how that works in terms of the times that you lose, and then if there is a late safety car. Because I think it was quite a few seasons ago, I won a race in, I'm going to say it was Brazil, and someone then, I'm not going to mention who, I can remember who it was, but actually won the race because they appealed a 5-second penalty, and I had been leading.
Sorry.
Oh, safety car! Where's that come from? Wow! Whoa! The Ferrari and the Aston Martin have had to take a void in action. Where's the safety car come from? Wow! As that leaves that could have been catastrophic, and that has worked out so badly for Calvin after his pit stop. Armour as well, really badly for him. This gives Bobo van Sternberg a real cheap pit stop. I'm just looking to see if anyone's got...
He's got damage,
Yeah, I'm trying to do the same thing. Oh, there it is, Nels. It was Nels. Oh, he was battling so hard as well. having a really good race, but I mean, it's a cheap pit stop for him. Lap 15, this will help the 2 stops. Bobo, the leader, is in the pits. Medium tyres for him.
Vans is in a perfect place right now, though.
Yeah.
He is literally gone from so far back. Where does he start? He started 8 places behind. So is Sternberg.
Wow.
The front 3 all go into the pits. Arma gets 10
Amma!
seconds.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. Wow. That is actually going to really throw him off now. That might be it for season is he might have thrown away his chances of getting second in the standings. I mean, it's still possible he could. He's an incredible driver. He's very fast, but he's got some of that traffic now, and that safety car came at the wrong time for him.
It's interesting that people, Calvin's pit again, fresh set of hard tyres for him. But it's interesting. I think the reason they've done it, even if they've done 2 or 3 laps on that tyre, yes, it will have some wear on it, but fresh tyres at this point, they've got a few laps under safety car. Wow, that is going through Piratella, and then we've got Jackster going down into Ravata, so it'll be out for a couple of laps. You can keep the wear off those hard compound tyres, the fresher tyres, go longer on this middle stint because of it. Well, even if you're on the mediums, it can go longer, and it means that last stint is a bit shorter. So if you have about 3 laps worth of wear on the tyres, they will still be okay for that final stint.
Yeah, we had a rather strange safety car in Tier 3 yesterday. The safety car literally decided it was coming in at the exit of turn 18, which was incredibly odd because Drag King basically had to fully slow down to nothing. And yeah, it was really awkward for him because he just didn't know when to go, because he wasn't really able to choose what pace he was going to go at. Which, yeah, it's awkward.
Oh, it's unlucky for GTS that his internet kept going and spiking, and then he lost his front wing because of a spike and a lag. So that's why he had a poor race. That's unfortunate for GTS. So unfortunately, that's your season done, my friend. We'll be back for next season.
That 2 weeks away. We've got a week break.
We have got a week's break. So the season draw. No, I'm going to say this at the end. I'm not going to tell you when it is. It's a couple of weeks.
Would you like some facts whilst we have a safety car?
Always.
Because Carl was giving some facts yesterday, and I don't remember any of them. I'm so sorry, Carl. But
Carl is one of our resident encyclopedias alongside Mr. Bourne, so I always expect some good facts from both of those two.
Right. We have. Formerly known, is held at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari, or known as Imola. Used to be known as the San Marino Grand Prix, because actually this is a good fact from Carl. I did remember this one, because it wasn't allowed for a country to host 2 Grand Prix, so they called the Imola one San Marino.
Is that part of the region that it's in? I mean, I know it's in the Emilia-Romagna region, but San Marino's part of it as well. Or is it part of the... Oh, it's going to bug me that. Go on.
I think it was just that it was just the closest place that wasn't Italy to it, so they just kind of said, yeah, we'll call it that, something like that.
Ah, fair, we'll take that. I mean, I do like the fact, I prefer the terms, your San Marino Grand Prix, or I prefer Emilia-Romagna. I just like that. It's a nicer term, it's lovely, rather than just, it's Spanish, it's Italian, it's the USA. It's got a nice ring to it, to be fair. I quite like it.
The most wins here is Max Verstappen with 4. Most wins with constructed is Red Bull with also 4. 4.909 kilometers circuit length. That's 3.05 miles. And the race length is 192.035. Typically, full race length is 63, which we do half of that. and it's being replaced this year or next year. So this year was the last race here, probably.
Yeah, so that's heartbreaking. Now they finally brought it back.
It's such a good track as well.
It really is. It's brought quite a lot of good action as well. I love the fact that Martin was away washing up, clearing up after himself in Andorra, tried to rewind back what caused the safety car, and we'd missed it as well. He's laughing at us, so am I.
Class.
Well, I love the fact the safety car has now got a track limit warning for going wide. Aqua Minerale. I love that. I hope he gets some penalties as well.
It's very realistic.
Oh,
absolutely. Getting this lap.
It does, yeah. Oh, everyone needs help. So now, looking at the tyres, everybody is on fresh tyres, other than G-Star, who chose not to pit. So, we got racing Bobo is going to be a de facto safety car once again.
When will he go is the actual question, because we saw yesterday some drivers left it really late.
Yeah, and I think that's because it is such a long straight down here, isn't it? So, don't want to give anybody too much of a slipstream. When will Bobo go? Let's ride on board with the Alpine man. Well, when he dropped the hammer, when he bunched up, he is. And now the DRS line, the start-finish line is now, and now he drops the hammer. Vance got caught napping a little bit, had a bit of a traffic queue behind him. But now overtakes are happening. Look at this further back. He's safe from G-Star. We're right further back from that. We've got overtakes galore. Armour on the push through as well. Having a look at Sternberg. Kaiser as well. Dropped a few places. Nels struggled through the restart. But places chop and change. But the top two are away. And top three even. Away we go again. And it's all about the tyre heat now, isn't it? We've got a lot of people. Fresh medium tyres. But a few fresh hard tyre runners as well in the mix. This is going to be very exciting the next couple of laps. 12 more laps to go after this one. Which could actually bring the one-stop strategy into it, actually.
Yeah, I nearly did go for a one-stop yesterday, and I think I could have done the one-stop, to be honest. Because I felt quite confident. I started on the mediums. I took them about 15 laps.
Wow.
Quite a lot of wear, but I wasn't really losing any time. And I went to go and pit again, and it put me on the mediums again, so that basically meant I had to do the two-stop annoyingly, but I could have probably done the one-stop.
Oh, sorry, Calvin! Calvin had a look into Rivatsu on Kaiser Sose. Didn't quite make it, just about made it to his side pod, had collision. Calvin now, down in 12th place.
Yeah, he hasn't got any damage, but that's gonna... He's going to be in a bad place now, because, well, he is in a bad place.
Yeah, I wonder if that was sort of desperation, infuriation as well, from what happened before the safety car came out. Because I'm going to look at that all over the back of Sternberg. Sternberg defending, but that's now allowing Kaiser to have a little bit of luck. That was a good glitch. Wow, I thought he was alongside him, then suddenly he wasn't. But wow, yeah, that was different. I don't know. Calvin was sort of there when he was inside. He was close to the rear wheel of Soze. We had a really good angle of it. Soze had the corner still, was still his line. Calvin just was about side pod damage. We know the rules. You've got to be a little bit closer than that on the inside, and he wasn't. And that was where the contact was made. Not a full spin for Calvin, but that's dropped him down to 12th and last of the runners. Oh, Calvin's going to be seeing red, and we know how fast he is when that happens. But I tell you what, Armour and Sternberg still going side by side. Armour around the outside, got the run through Miriati Alta, used a bit of his battery, and away he goes. Up into 4th. Sternberg held on very well indeed.
Armour really pushing now to get to the front running again, because he's got that 10 seconds, and he's going to try and make the most of his time now when he's got these fresh-ish tyres. As Calvin goes fastest with a 1:18.4, he is so desperate and angry now to get back to the front again. Wow. Yeah,
he is. He really is. Yes, Soze got through on Sternberg as well, but Calvin now gets 3 seconds added to his time through Tamburello. Chicane. Looking at the penalties, Armour, you're right there with the 10 seconds. 6 seconds to Jackster. But the rest of the drivers who are on penalties only have the 3 seconds apiece. Soze, G-Star and Bobo are the only 3 drivers to not have a penalty. Also GTS as well. Give an honourable mention to him. Unfortunately that early DNF due to internet issues. But now this is, yeah, everyone's close. Loppy's the only one outside of DRS, so he's going to have a little bit of a stream of drivers behind him. But Nels, after losing his front wing, is still in 7th. So now he can start chasing down Jackster. Now is on 9 seconds of penalties. Go back to the tyre life. So GTS is G-Star. Start that again. G-Star well on the hard tyres suddenly, so he's still got a penalty and he's going to drop him miles off the back of the pack, and probably hope that a few others. Armour now with using the DRS has got through, and he is up into 3rd and very close indeed to the top 2. So Armour pushing on.
I think the best option for Alpine as a team now, and we know how much of a team player Bobo is, I think once Armour gets past G-Star, if he does get past G-Star, which he probably will considering G-Star does have those that higher disadvantage, Armour's gonna, well, Bobo will potentially let Armour through, and then Bobo will try and hold back the rest of the grid, try and let Armour pull that gap.
Because Armour has to pit again, I'm sure he started on the medium tyres.
Yes, has he?
Yeah, I think you can see it through the director. You can see that, I can't, unfortunately. Now, interesting, Martin said, I haven't seen Discord. Apparently Calvin's explained how he got the 10-second penalty, and it seems like bad luck. So I imagine we will see that in the stewards, and, you know, it does happen in this game. It's sort of, it's a software. It's 0 and 1. Smith's left a session into the issues for Smith. Calvin's just got through on him as well, as Bobo sets the fastest lap, and then Armour follows suit, and he is through already. Wow, that was early.
Incredibly fast driver he is.
Yeah.
He's going to try and pull as much of a gap though.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Armour does. He is going to have to pit, so is G-Star. You can tell us who has had the same. Lapped car span ahead of him, and it gave him 10 seconds, which is pretty much what you said as well, isn't it, Nels? Sorry, I was on board watching Nels. In the background, Case Associate fighting, battling through on Vans. But yeah, you said this about GTS may have had a spin, and it caused the yellow flag, which gave Calvin 10 seconds penalty for it, like an overtake, an illegal overtake, which, like I said, it's software, it's 0s and 1s without looking at. Armour, 3 seconds.
My question is, I'm not experienced enough with the game. If you have 10 seconds and you pit, and you serve that 10 seconds, does it serve the extra 3 as well, or does it just stay on your
No,
time
the 3 always stay. It's only a 5-second or a 10-second. I think they mainly just do 10 seconds. And drive-through penalties, they are the ones that get served in pit stops, not the 3 seconds. They just get added to your race time regardless at the end. Armour pushing through, yeah, and does Bobo moves out the way, lets his teammate through. Knowing, I say, Calvin is really on a push back through now. All the field very, very close indeed. I'm not really sure who to look at this moment in time. Let's go to the Haas.
I think we should have a look at Bobo potentially, because he is going to try and hold everyone up.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that interval. He's already dropped a second to that. Jose is going to have another look through Toza again. At the back of the Red Bull, Vans defending for all his worth. And Soze is frustrated once again. Whoa, but Vans has gone very wide of Piratella. He ended up in Monza. Sternberg with another 3 seconds. But Vans ends up in Monza and has to come all the way back to Emilia-Romagna, and he is now dropped from 4th down to 6th place.
Long drive from one track to the other.
Well, he was that far off track.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sternberg, unfortunately, he's still having a great race, Sternberg, which is fantastic to see. He's now got Calvin up his gearbox, and I'm sure Calvin is also missing an end plate once again. It's his front left end plate has gone on that Williams. It is not wanted to stay on there tonight.
He's going to have that DRS now. He's going to absolutely skyrocket past.
Yes, there he goes. Yes, Martin, it was pit lane for Armour. How he got his 10 seconds, that is correct.
That gap, that interval between Bobo and Armour now, he's really slowed them up actually. You can see it. I think my prediction was correct. As G-Star gets 3 seconds.
He does, there's the
Calvin gets
penalty.
another 3 seconds, pushing it probably just a bit too hard. But also, he doesn't have that end plate, so he's going to find himself not only is he pushing extremely hard, so there's going to be that room for human error, but also he's going to find himself pushing wide because he's just not got that downforce.
Yeah, and we know this game and this track, if you just sort of, you're marginal on those white lines, that can really just cause a lot of problems. That's where you normally get the track limit warnings. If you're miles over the white line, it can generally let you get away with it. If you're marginal, that is where it hurts you. And I've just brought on the gap to the leader, knowing that Armour has, I mean, like you said, Bobo is really just sort of holding the pack up that little bit now. Armour 10 seconds penalty, exactly that for, he's got to serve that in his pit stop as well. So not only did he have to serve a second stop, he has to take another 10 seconds on top of this. Calvin now does get through on Vans. But looking at that, the gap, so Armour will come out, if nobody else pits, behind Jackson. He'll come out in 12th if he pits soon.
Yeah, I think he's going to be hoping for a safety car at some point, because that will fall right into his hands. But 10 laps on the medium, he's going to be feeling it. I mean, he's good with tyres, Armour, but yeah, he's going to be feeling it.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Nearly 4 seconds between Armour and Bobo now, 4 seconds between G-Star and Armour. G-Star really is trying to have a look at Bobo, trying to get him past. He knows what Bobo's up to. Just key to Soze, pushing it very close to G-Star too. We've got this little train here, they're all very close to each other.
Sternberg, oh, brutal. So, yeah, you're right, we're in the middle of this pack at the moment. I did just look at the discard as well. Yeah, Calvin got it for a spun car and then decided he lost his head and spun it as well, just to add insult to injury. It's going to be interesting now, we've got 5 more laps to go. Is everybody who, I mean, again, I don't know who started on the hards, who started on the mediums, but I'll tell you what, Nels. And Calvin battling. Calvin is absolutely, like you said, the man possessed, doing everything he possibly can. A few penalties though to his name. Jackster with another penalty as well. But you know, it's interesting. If people don't have to pit again, those who started on as Jackster is parked it in the pit, Calvin is trying to go around the outside of Sosa at Sosa, but the car.
Oh,
okay.
wow. That's fallen right into Armour's hands.
It has.
Wow.
It really has. Well, I saw... where on... Oh, Sternberg speeding under the safety car. You have a tyre delta. Oh, a time delta, not a tyre delta. A time delta. Oh, mate. And you won't be able to serve that till after it as well. I'm trying to see if anybody has damage. And I cannot see a single person.
I have a feeling it might be Jackster. May have crashed somewhere, and I don't think he...
I think Jackson was on the way into the pits. On my map, I think said he retired in the pit lane. I wonder if he crashed on the way into the pit lane. I decided to bin it into a wall. And that has caused the safety car. But Armour does pit. So does his teammate. But Bobo's going to be held. Don't forget there's 10 seconds that Armour's going to have. So this is going to hurt Bobo. Well, G-Star pits, which is beautiful for G-Star. Every single driver in the pit lane, other than Sternberg, because, I mean, I understand why, to be fair. He's got the drive-through to face after this. So, G-Star is now leading. Look at that, the background. The background. That Bobo was still waiting. Everyone's going for the soft tyres. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. And, one thing to note, I mean, I'm not calling anything, but it's got a bit overcast, if you notice. I mean, Tier 3, it did rain a bit in the last 2 laps, so it can happen. It can happen.
Wow, that's... I didn't actually notice. There's still a few shadows, but yeah, it has a little bit. Let's go back to these penalties. Sternberg, we know, has a drive-through. That promotes a G-Star up to provisional P1. Soze is provisional P2, and he also has 0 time penalty to his name. A lot of drivers behind have 3 seconds or more to their name, and then Bobo, after being held, now down in 8th place. Well,
Armour's got some real work to do to get to the front now, and I'll be honest, he's got that 3 seconds still. He's gonna really have to try, and he might not make it. But I believe in him. I do believe in him. He's an incredible driver.
Jackson crashed into pit entry, says in the track. Yeah, I think he probably did. I think you're right there. So, I mean, come on, look at this. We're going to have probably 2 racing laps, maximum 3 racing laps at the end of season 17. What else could you want? Come on, folks, if you have not hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't. You will get notifications every time we go live in season 18. You'll also get a notification for when we go live for the all exciting, all important live team draw as well for season 18, which more details will be revealed later after this incredible and thrilling conclusion to season 17 and tier 0. I can't call a winner right now, Morgan. I wouldn't want to. Unfortunately, I would love to say it's going to be Sternberg, but I know it's not because of the drive-through, and that is heartbreaking. It really is.
Because he's had an incredible week, really, and to find himself right behind the safety car on the final couple of laps of the season is
he's going to be kicking himself because of that drive-through.
Yeah, he would have been in a very good place if he didn't get that drive-through.
Yeah, I mean, yes, he will lose a few places because of the tyre difference. Look at that, 13 laps on the mediums. They are not going to feel very good at all. Everybody else on the fresh, soft tyres. And we're going to have 2 racing laps. Lap 31. Lap 32. That doesn't give us a lot of time for DRS. This is going to have to be done on track, under braking as well. Safety car is in this lap. Hedge your bets, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a thrilling finale ready for you. Now Sternberg is the de facto safety car. We've seen the tyres. Get rid of those. We know the intervals. We know the penalties. Get rid of all that.
Yeah.
We want as much as we can on track.
Sorry.
Go for it.
Sternberg's going to have a bit of a task on hand. He's probably not done this before.
That's a good point. But when does he drop the hammer? Safety car is in the pit lane. Sternberg warming the last of his tyres up, and now he drops the hammer. G-Star saw it coming. The wily Dutchman saw that coming. He is closing. He has got the slipstream. He's using his extra button, he's using his battery. Where's the braking? So Sternberg on the inside has to go slow, and G-Star is through. Bit 3 seconds. Look at Sosi trying to go around the outside of Turbarella. G-Gears is through as well. Now it's Nels' turn. Oh, the grip is just not there for Sternberg. Goes wide. Oh no, there's a spin. That's Calvin. Calvin's round.
Oh no, Calvin, he's lost another front wing.
He has?
Dear.
Oh my goodness me. That was everybody side by side action. G-Star is in the lead. Soze is only half a second behind. Nels is close. Bobo is now up there into 5th. Armour's there in 4th place. Armour, we said, needed 2nd to secure 2nd in the championship.
It's gonna be hard.
It is going to be hard. We have 1 more lap to go, ladies and gents. Smith had a moment out of Iranti Alta, but he is there in 10th. G-Star now. This is the final push. There is not going to be DRS. It has been enabled, but the gap is not going to bother, because here we go. Final lap of the season. Soze 3 tenths behind. Armour's through on Nels. Armour now up to 3rd. What can he do this final lap? But it's all about Soze. Oh, Calvin has retired from this. Oh, so unlucky, Calvin. Absolutely gutting. But look at this. We've got the fight. I don't know who to look at.
I reckon Armour probably, because this is it for him. If he doesn't make this.
But he's got the 3 seconds. G-Star has the 3 seconds. Soze is there. Soze could take the top step. Could Steve? Nels is up there. Bobo could still get on the podium. Nels has dropped to a second, but it's not going to matter. Look at this. This is between Armour, Soze, G-Star for the top step, for the podium as well. And this could be for final standings in the championship. Jesus goes wide, it goes deep in the very outside. He's dropped a few tenths now to G-Star. Is it going to be enough? G-Star with a 3 seconds. G-Star coming into Rivasta for the final time. Final braking zone. He had a little bit of a sniff, couldn't make it. G-Star's going to come across the line and take the win on track, but it's going to be the Ferrari of Steve. Steve's going to take the win on track. After that, Armour's going to finish on the podium. I don't think it's enough. It might actually be enough for second. Bobo, after all that, finishes fourth. Nels in fifth. What a race for Nels. Vans in sixth. Smith in seventh. Bit in eighth. I think there was a pile up somewhere. I missed that. Don't know what happened there. But wow, what an ending.
My God. It's always the late safety car brings out 2 laps of absolute chaos, doesn't it?
That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. But Steve Soze takes the win. He said early on he was not going to get a time penalty. I didn't want to call him out on it, but he's proved me right. What a race!
First race of the season, and it's his final race of the season and his first win.
That's
Sternberg
incredible.
Driver of the day.
We'll
Sternberg.
skip that. We'll skip it. Try and get that drive of the day bit up. There it is. Yep, fastest lap we have of the day was Sternberg with the most overtakes, cleanest for Bobo, and the fastest lap for Armour. Here, ladies and gents, for the final time this season, your provisional standing. Soze with an incredible victory. Right after all the last few lap drama was G-Star in second. Armour beats his teammate to the final step of the podium and gets the fastest lap as well. Nels in fifth, Vans in sixth, Smith ahead of Bit, then Loppy in ninth, Sternberg in 10th, Calvin unfortunately DNF just before the end with Jaxter and GTS. Dare I ask the driver of the day?
I have a feeling it might be too hard to say today.
That was incredible.
I might have to. I really don't know. I might have to give it to Sternberg because he's had an incredible performance despite being pretty new to the league. He's had an incredible performance. Just that drive-through really screwed him over.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. I do believe I agree with that one. I'm also going to have to give it to Steve, as well as that.
That's fair enough.
No penalties. Was just there though, all race long, had the pace, was just there, was always in the mix. Didn't seem to have the pace of the top 3, but while everyone else had the penalties, had the spins, had the contact, he didn't. He just kept going. He kept pushing on. And no penalty takes a win at the end. So Sternberg, absolutely, the Swedish man gets an honourable mention, but for me, I'm just going to pip it to Steve for that one. That was incredible. Wow. I mean...
Did you want to tell us about next season, or do you need to lie down?
I need to lie down. I'm glad we've got a bit of a break, because goodness me.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, that is exactly that. That is it. That is season 17. That's a wrap. What a way to end it. Season 17 is over for MRC. What an incredible season it's been. Thank you, Morgan, for joining me as well and joining the commentary team and the league.
Anytime, mate.
Thank you to all of our drivers. We have about 100 people in this league now, and it's absolutely incredible. So please keep joining, please keep turning up and showing your support. It's amazing how we are evolving each and every season. So thank you to all of our drivers in all 5 tiers. Thank you, of course, to our stewarding teams, all of the commentary team, and of course the admins and senior admins for all of your continued hard work. Drivers, you get a break. Commentators, you get a break. Admin,
yes,
senior admin. Yeah, we don't. We don't get a break. This is our hardest time of work now. In the next week or so. So I better tell you a little bit about next season, hadn't I? For the last people who are watching. Go on then. I can't tell you when it's going to be live. I can't tell you when it's going to start. But I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, in 1 week's time, 9 p.m. in the UK, you will have the Season 18 Team Draw live, brought to you by yours
Ooh.
truly, and joined by some very special senior admin guests as well, bringing you all of the tiers, all of the drivers, all of the teams, who everybody will be driving for next season. So there we are. There's your bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, to end tonight. 1 week's time, Wednesday
Put
the
it in your
20th.
diaries.
Absolutely. You've got to ring that bell now. Get the notification when we go live for that team draw, and it is always an absolute brilliant evening. Always, always is. There will be a Discord channel going up. If not tonight, it will be tomorrow for everyone's chance to get involved. We'll have drivers on track showcasing all of our cars, so we have a lot to show you while we go through the draw. So that will always fills up very quickly. So do get your names down when we go live with that one. When that comes, I will reveal when we go live for season 18. So I've got to leave something. Yeah. Out
Gotta
for you.
leave something a mystery.
Yeah, absolutely. But there we go. So you don't have to wait too long for a bit of more MRC action. Only 7 days to go. But there we are, folks. Season 17 comes to a close. It's been absolutely incredible. Not for me on track, I'll be honest, but everything else has been absolutely fantastic. And yeah, enjoy your bank holiday weekend, folks, if you're in the UK. If you're not, then just enjoy your weekend, enjoy your bit of break. And I say we're back 7 days' time. Thank you all once again, and I will look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Have a good evening and good night.